This is the first time I've shot a video on this. This is a thinner and a shear together. And the lady sent these to me because her sharpener won't sharpen them. And I don't blame them for walking away from them. But I can't walk away. So let's see what I do with
this video. You're about to see some really unorthodox way that I'm going to sharpen these shears. And before you put in comments or judge me, I just want you to read what the customer wrote after she got these shears. She says, "Hey Bonnie, this is Carol in Louisville, Kentucky. My double shears were perfect. Yep. I'm so happy to find someone with such great skills. Thank you 50 times. So if it works, it works. Now you can watch the rest of the video and don't judge me.
There's several different kinds of shears that stick together. We had one that we used to sell that before anybody else had it. And it was before its time, and that's why it didn't sell well. That was a thinner and a shear that went together and they connected at the pivot. There's another one out there on the market called the Vern shear that you can stack them up, and those are easy to take apart. This one, here's the problem, is that you've got these screws in the handle. Now, hand me that one. This is one made by the Arias Eicher company, and I'm familiar with this one. And at one time I was able to go through their factory and go on a tour, and I met the gentleman that did the sharpening. I asked him specifically about how he sharpened these, and he took them apart, took every one of these screws out and would sharpen them, but of course he had replacement screws. First time I saw a shear like this, and I'm talking, I've got I've been calling him Chad and Chet, and it's Clay.
Yes.
Clay Childers. Clay Childers. I'm the world's worst at names. Clay is here from North Carolina, and he's been training this week. And Clay, the first time I saw one of these and someone gave it to me, I think sometimes I'm too brave when it comes to sharpening. So I would sharpen things I probably should have walked away from. Mm-hmm. And so I took every one of these little screws out, and it took me forever, but I got them all back in and I got them sharp. Now I'm going to do a shortcut thing in sharpening this. Before I show you how I'm going to sharpen this shear, I want to show you this one. This belongs to my friend Christina Carcillo, and it still doesn't cut right. I'll have to work on it some more. But Christina, I've been sharpening for her for many, many years. And she used another sharpener, not me. She cheated on me. I told her she cheats on me again, I'm not sharpening for her anymore. And so she gave these to another sharpener. And the way they come, this is Kokora. The way they come from the factory, they've got this, I put this on. But they've got this like this clay stuff that holds the blades together. He took that off, sharpened them, and then couldn't put them back together. Then she gave them to me. I sharpened them again, and I put this clay here, but I've got to work with it. It's still not cutting right. He actually had to buy her a whole brand new pair of shears, or set of shears, and he got one from I've got the name of the company, but he paid a lot of money for it to replace them. And she still wasn't happy, and she was still like, he's the one that messed up my shears. So I have these. My advice is probably, it depends on how brave you are, but just walk away from them.
Yeah.
And undoubtedly, that's what this lady's sharpener said. I don't do them. Usually, I can just say it's twice the money because it's 2 shears, and that's enough to send them off. But do you see the 2 tags on here? See, she's paying twice.
Yeah.
So let me show you how they cut now, and how hopefully I'm going to sharpen them.
All right.
I have some failures on this. This may be one of those failures. We'll find out. This one here is a failure because it still doesn't cut. But so people look at this and they say, holy cow, I mean, how do you cut with this? You've got to make sure that when they cut with it, that the teeth side, the thinning shear side, is toward the head. Otherwise, because if you cut with it like this, so you just cut it off. But See, it's not cutting well. I'm hoping I can fix this easily.
Mainly at the tip. Is where
Yeah, mainly at the tip. Now, they seem to be adjusted right, so I don't think it's in the adjustment. I might get the air compressor and blow them out in here, but I don't want to. There's gunk down in the teeth, too. Look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to clean that out.
Yeah, let me get a brush. It is good to carry a brush or some sort with you when you're sharpening. You never know. I've come across some old barbering scissors that were just nasty. I might be able to blow that out, you think? I'm not sure if that has to come out for them to cut well, though. I'm going to use these little diamond paddles. The green, I never can remember what color is which. The green is 9 micron, the red is 25 micron, and I think I can just... You want to do it?
No, I was just thinking you could do these two sides on the machine, you just couldn't do them two sides on the machine. Is that right? Like,
You think you could? Oh, so you'd be sharpening this blade on the...
You'd have to do that one by hand. It would be this one and this one you could do on the machine.
I'd be scared to mess up the other blade. I'm just going to try
Okay.
on here. And I guess I could color it in with a Sharpie. But I'm just going to try to follow that angle. And you may be better at this than I am.
Nah.
Because you were kind of looking at here to get in that angle.
Can I ask you a quick question?
You can ask me a quick question. You can ask me a slow
Did you
question.
get new tweezers in the mail for sharpening?
Yes, and I sent them back.
Okay.
Yes, because you were with me.
She's calling to see.
Yes, they went back, and I used her postage.
Oh, okay, I remember that. That was like on Tuesday, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now let's see if we can, how do we feel if there's a burr there? It's too tight in here. I can't feel if there's a burr.
You can probably take the edge of your cloth and run it along it and feel.
Maybe so, and then I'm... If I can't get them, we'll just send them back and send her money back. But I think we'll get them where they'll cut better. It was at that tip was where it wasn't cutting good. I'm going to go back over it with the green. Yeah, I can definitely tell this is smoother. Okay, I've got a burr on this blade. Part of the way anyway. This is how I originally learned to sharpen. We were talking about that at lunch today. Was just with little files. You're ready to jump in here and do this. I can tell. You're just antsy to do this. Here.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
No, I was just trying to figure it out in my mind here. I probably need to mark it so I can tell where I'm at.
You just go ahead and mark it. You got better hand and eye coordination than I do anyway. I'll let you do it. Then if they don't come out, I can blame you.
Which one was the coarse?
The
red's the coarse.
The red's the coarsest one. It's much easier if I'm standing behind the camera and letting somebody else do it.
I know, right?
Alright, so I'm using a little bit too steep of an angle because my shining line's on the back of the bevel and it's still red at the edge, so I need to bring it up just a little. But I can't. It's kind of, I have a maximum steepness angle before I start hitting the top. That would be the same problem on the machine. If you had it, you gotta tilt it just a little bit back to not be hitting the next blade.
Yeah, the correct thing to do is to take all those screws out and not lose them. And it was really funny. I'll have to read the little letter she sent with them. Because undoubtedly she knew that too. Here's her letter she sent. And she said, Please do not lose my gaskets or screws. These shears have been with me 30 years,
Wow.
and I have the same pair at home. Yes, 2 pairs of the same shears. It's been so long since they have been sharpened. I'll send my other pair. Oh no, we get another one.
Oh no.
When I get these back, I truly appreciate your skills. Many thanks. Oh, so we get to do 2 more if
You
these
can come in
out.
closer.
Maybe we don't want to do a good job.
Right. The problem I'm seeing is if I'm just hitting it like this,
Yeah.
my maximum angle before I hit the top is still not steep enough. I'm going just barely lifting up so I don't hit this back blade, and they're still red at the edge. So that means I'm going to have to come right there on the tip to get the sharp enough.
Yeah, that's
angle.
what I was going to say. Just use the end of your little diamond hone. And the ceramic hones we have, I don't think are going to be aggressive enough to do that.
Probably not. This tip is almost, it starts at a sharp angle and comes up. This tip is almost 90 degrees right at the tip. I don't know if they've been sharpened wrong before or what.
There's no name on them. I don't know where they came from.
No?
She says she's had them 30 years.
Okay, I've took all my red off all the way to the edge. Let's see if I can feel for a burr maybe with the corner of this microfiber towel. Yeah, it's
I think we got a burr. I'll
grabbing.
tell you something that might help too is I've got Q-tip up here somewhere.
Go to the finer grit.
I thought I had Q-tips, but here's cotton ball might help you feel if you've got a burr. If you want to try that.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah, we got a burr all the way. Now, how do you suggest taking the burr off? You think you can get
I think we're going to cut it off. I think go ahead and get the burrs on the other side and we'll cut it off. Maybe not on a paper towel, maybe on one of those perm papers.
Okay.
Or even just bond paper sometimes. Just regular bond paper. Cut it off on her little directions there. And she's checking that she's using these for slide cutting, dry cutting, wet cutting, and barbering.
I wouldn't say these would be great slide cutting scissors.
No. How would you slide cut with those?
I don't know. That would be
That'd be
asking a lot
impossible.
for these.
Yeah.
So I'm having to keep a pretty steep angle. I'm probably 30 degrees or less, and that's the same angle that was on there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like a 15 degree or something.
We're starting to get there. I'm glad we don't have to do every pair like this. The Cymax's a lot better than this.
This is how I started out sharpening though, just little hand files. Which probably in many cases it was better than using a grinder, which takes off way too much metal. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know, anything you did wrong was easily fixable because you're just not removing that much metal.
The good thing about the diamond files is they're not directional like a metal file, so you can use them sideways or forward and backwards. Alright, I've got a burr on both blades, so I'm just going to hit it with the fine one a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, those come in the blue, the red, and the green, but the blue is coarser.
Probably need to get me a set of these.
My friend Jim Turner, he loves those. He uses them on a lot of stuff.
Well, I have a set
Always
of them,
buying more every year.
but the set I have are just the metal, so you have to hold on to them like this. These have these nice handles
Yeah.
on them. Alright, I believe I might have
And we used it, remember on that last shear we did on the teeth, those little diamond files.
might hit that just a little to help
So
that
you're
burr.
using a nail buffer now, right?
Just a little bit on the inside to maybe help with that burr removal. Did you want to do it on paper towel or another piece of paper?
I'm thinking maybe just this, cut it off on this bond paper because you need something kind of crisp.
Okay.
Then we'll test it on some hair. Did it cut?
Yeah, the tips are not lining up, so we might have to take a little bit off the bumper in there.
Let's go ahead and, before you cut any more, let's go ahead and
Okay.
cut on some hair and see if we've improved them.
All right. Here, you test them and I'll hold it.
All right. Because it was the tips that didn't cut right before. Oh, I'm cutting the wrong direction. You got to hold them this way. Still want to flip a little bit, but I think compared to what they were,
It's the very tip that's still not cutting. Is that right?
okay, I'm going to cut. Let's see if I'm the camera here. Yep, I am. So I'm going to cut back here first. It's pushing there.
Mm-hmm. This would
It's
be.
pushing.
Would this be a good candidate for some serrations on the tip of the straight blade? If you could even get in there to do them.
We've improved them. Now see, she may be doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, cutting like this. But see, it's pulling a little bit.
Okay.
Once again, I'm feeling to see whether we've pushed some burr.
Can you tell which scissor is doing the pulling?
Well, that's a good idea. Let's find out. It's pushing.
Can't tell which one it is.
I don't think it's pulling, it's pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, oh, I see what you're talking about. The tips not
Yeah.
coming together there. Well, if you squeeze it, it does.
I think, are these two-piece handles? Are they loose or? No, it's solid.
It's solid. And looks like somebody's trimmed the bumpers already. Well, that bumper's not even touching here.
No, it's just that
That's
one.
the one that's it's
Yep.
see. It touches if this is coming together, but they're not. I don't know. You got any other ideas other than run? Let me just go over them again myself and see which was the green was the finest.
That's
right?
the finest, yeah.
Let's don't go over it with the fine because pushing means it might need a little bit of bite to it.
I believe the straight scissors was the main one that was pushing.
This one here.
The this one.
Yeah. How do you get to that? I mean, that's. No burr. You said it was pretty blunt, huh?
It was pretty blunt.
You think we can get that blade on the Cymac without taking them apart? I hate to take all these screws out.
Well, I think we can get one. So, like if this blade there, if you can come in where you can see, I'll cut my light on. This blade here, back there, could be sharpened without hurting this one. But this one would be, unless you could, if those was both the same angle, you could actually sharpen possibly both blades at the same time, at the same angle like that, and then just do this one a little bit steeper so you wouldn't hit the thinner part. Because when you look at it like that, if they was both ground at that same angle, that is steeper, so, or like we're sharpening it like this, and
Yeah.
if you did it on the Simac, it would be like that.
It'd be
Make it sharper.
yeah, because it doesn't feel that sharp.
Yeah.
Well, you want to try it? Do we want to just freehand it on the Simac?
Let's see.
Maybe put something pretty coarse so it doesn't push.
Okay.
I mean, I've got this one here if you want to try that.
Yeah, let's try that.
That's 100 micron. You want to freehand it and turn it upright, or you want to?
I think I'll just freehand it right here.
Yeah, just go slow. After you do all this, it might have been easier to take them apart.
It might have. Let's see. Put some more red so I can see where I'm hitting.
Yeah, looked like you might have been lifting up a little bit too much. Don't take too much off that tip.
Okay. It's already had been kind of curved.
Yeah. Oh, you were just following that curve?
I was trying to get it, but yeah, not put any more. So I'm just like barely touching the bottom blade and then rocking it up until the light disappears, and
Yeah.
then I'm putting my pressure on and going
Okay.
across.
You got a burr? Is the red gone?
You can see where it's hitting. We're back on the back of the angle.
Oh,
We'd have to
okay.
take quite a bit off to get to the edge. I don't know if you want me to grind that much off or not.
No.
Let me hit this blade right here just a little bit.
Yeah, that didn't really do anything, did it?
Now this one here, it's because this blade's so thin, I don't have room. Since this one's a little thicker, I will have room to get the right angle on it.
In the past, I've always used just a diamond paddle and not bothered to take it apart after that first one that was such a problem. Clayton, I'll just have her send that second shear to you.
No, I don't know about that. A little more.
Where's she from? She might be up in your area. I don't have her address on here.
Alright, even though this is the really coarse grit, I would not go any finer because we're having problems with it pushing the hair.
With the pushing, yeah. That's why I was thinking we just leave it there.
Alright, let's get this blade right
She
here.
may think she slides cuts with those, but we know she doesn't.
Let's check this burr right here.
I do just one snip of the single, not the double, just single.
Okay.
See what happens. And then we'll cut hair with it.
I believe we've improved it.
You think it is? You cut with them, or you want me to hold that, or here? Let me just take one of these things off.
All right.
Misty got these from Amazon. I'm not too crazy about them, but
I'll hold it and you try it. You probably know. I don't really know what they're supposed to feel like on the
all
hair.
right. So the thinning shear side needs to go first. So still pushing. Oh, but it's so much better. See, it's pushing that last piece out, but it is cutting. But if she's doing this, which is what a lot of the people that use that scissor, where they use it like this,
That is improved.
I think I'll just send them back to her, tell her we've improved them, and it's up to her if she wants to send the other ones. But I don't want to go to any more than that unless you got some other ideas.
No, I believe I'll hit this bumper just a little to maybe make that tip line up.
Okay. That might help that last little bit of pushing.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get all the way there without completely losing her bumper, but
And
that's
we know
close.
we're not doing it the correct way.
Yeah.
The correct way would be to take out every one of these little screws, and you see it's got the spacers in here. We'd have to put the spacers back in. And
If we drop something on the floor, we'd be toast.
yeah, because we don't have the replacement. Like I said, Eichert, when they would do it, they had all these extra screws that they lost it. So, oh, that's definitely better. Let's see if that's on the. It's pushing, but it didn't cut it all before.
Right.
So, I think clean it up, get the alcohol off. I might blow it with an air compressor, and I'm going to send them back and see what she thinks.
All right.
That's kind of interesting. Huh?
Yeah. Challenge.
Hey, this is. I'm glad you said this week you wanted some of the hardest shears or hardest sharpeners, and they've come in the door, haven't they? So you got what you asked for.
All right.